Yes, my friends, and welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show, powered as always by Forever Loud.
Welcome back indeed. It's been a few months.
Like all good bands, we took a hiatus.
It's like a 3-month hiatus. It's hardly a hiatus, is it?
Did you miss us?
Well, they might have missed us, but also this might be the first time you're tuning in. So if that's, you don't even know who we are.
Welcome, as our intro says. My name's Jon Mahon. This is Ollie Rout from Forever Loud.
Forever-loud.com.
Go on, do the whole spiel.
For all your new alternative culture, news, reviews, and all the other shit that people like to read on the internet.
Exactly what you need.
And more of this stuff. I mean, you can watch all the shows on YouTube.
And you can podcast us now, which is one of the reasons why we took a hiatus, because we weren't podcasting this show from the start. Admittedly, it was something that I should have been doing, and I wasn't.
It took John 3 months to figure out how to upload them to one of the podcast streaming sites.
Yeah, it took me a long time. And then took me even longer to start editing them, because you're not allowed to play music on podcasting sites.
Nah, so there's a lot of just reactions to go, oh, that was a great bit.
Yeah, and you got no idea what we're talking about. But welcome to the Jon Mahon Show, my friends. It is lovely to have you. And today's show is special.
Wait, I was just going to say,
so many reasons.
Just before you start, it's getting a bit dark out these days. And I was sort of looking up at the night sky. I was getting really angry. I was like, I just want to fight some stars, you know. I just want to fight star.
You want to punch a star in the face?
Yeah. And that was why we thought today we'd get a special guest in.
Yeah, and we fought real hard to get today's special guest. The man who you actually saw in the introduction for this show, pictured with yours truly. I was very, very young in that interview.
But you looked older.
Yeah, because of the beard. A great big bushy beard.
I don't like you clean shaven as much.
Did you not?
Nah. Too smooth.
Thanks, bro. Can you change your face, please?
Well, no, it looks good, better now. You got a little bit more stubble on. I think the other day it was.
I literally clean shaved earlier on.
Did
today.
You?
Yeah.
Going back already. This guy, what was it? 7 o'clock shadow.
Well, in case you're wondering what on earth we're talking about, in 25
I want to fight a star.
Minutes time, Ollie will be squaring up to the night sky, going 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And we will be joined by the lead singer of one of the greatest bands in the world, Charlie Simpson from Fightstar.
Fightstar, yeah.
Fightstar, you mother. Here to talk to us all about the band's recent massive announcement on Friday, the 22nd of March, 2024. They will be performing their biggest ever headline show to date at the OVO Wembley Arena.
Yes. Another energy company taking over the name.
Is that what OVO are?
Yeah.
Are they energy?
I used to be on OVO.
Did you?
Screwed me over.
Oh.
But, whatever. That's why it changes its name every few years.
Do they not let you get tickets to a gig?
Well, I think we filmed there with Matt Stocks a few years, what was it? Blackstone Cherry, something Madness tour.
And it was the SSE.
SSE. And they were like, you can film here as long as every time you mention the arena, you put the name of the energy company in.
Damn.
So it's like, you can't say we're at Wembley Arena. You have to say I'm at
the
SSE or the OVO Wembley. It's just...
Damn.
Politics.
Read the fine print. Well, Charlie will be joining us in about 25 minutes time. We're going to be talking all about this massive headline show at the OVO Wembley Arena.
Yep. The good old OVO.
Good old OVO. And if you are joining us right now, make sure you say hello in the chat, just like Amber has done. What's up, Amber? And hello to Rebecca Simpson Gale as well. And hello, Ollie.
Hello, John. What have you been up to this last few months?
We've been up to a lot, haven't we? We've been here, there, and everywhere.
I saw you in America.
Yeah, we're in America. We've been to a good few shows as well.
You had polar opposite festival experiences in America, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the worst. And one of the
worst
best.
and one of the best. Yeah, I was one of the unfortunate attendees of Blue Ridge Festival 2023, where Mother Nature had ulterior plans for us that weekend. And then Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville, Kentucky, where DWP put on one of the best, if not a contender for the best festival that I've ever been to.
I was impressed by the amount of huge bands that played, and a lot of them had full production on the stage.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 45-minute turnover.
Yeah.
But it's still impressive considering like how big some of the stage production was.
Yeah, I mean, Parkway Drive bought their Cage of Death,
Yeah.
and they weren't even headlining. They were like, what, second or third from top of bill?
Yeah. Bad Omens had a big old...
That rig was
Horizon,
ridiculous, wasn't it? Like, the drum riser was huge,
Yeah.
LED screens, CO2 blasted
And that was
every
like-
which way possible.
6 p.m. or something. It wasn't even like late, was it? It was still sunny out when they played.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was just like, usually when you get that many big bands on a bill, it's like the headliners will have their full production and everyone else will just have a stripped back version. Whereas they had probably from mid-afternoon, everyone had the big old productions. And the lineup was stacked.
It was an insane lineup when you look top to bottom.
Foo Fighters, Green Day, Avenged. Who else? Who else? did
Tool.
we say? Tool.
Headlines.
Yeah. But then you had like Parkway Drive, Bad Omens, Royal Blood played, Weezer.
Yeah. Weezer were amazing, by
Yeah.
the way. Like, I was stood there remembering that I haven't seen Weezer live ever. And I went, oh, do you know what I really want to hear? Bit of Hash Pipe. And as soon as I said that, nothing like a little bit of Rivers falsetto to get you going. Well, speaking of festivals, will be reacting to the recent festival announcements that we have received, because we got 2 massive announcements over the course of the last 7 days. We've had Download Festival giving us their bill for 2024, and then
Recording
today,
in progress.
Ooh.
hello Zoom, and then we received When We Were Young Festival's announcement.
Breaking news. Do you want to do that
Earlier
now?
Do you know what? Should we do that now, seeing as we've got 20 minutes before Charlie joins us?
Let's have a look.
Well, my friends, When We Were Young Festival 2024 has let us know what we're in store for.
So this, from what you can see on this image, these ain't just the bands. These are the albums that the bands will be playing
In full.
in full.
Which, if you scan it just even a little bit, you will see one album in particular that blows your mind, considering they actually have an album called The Black Parade is Dead. My Chemical Romance ended the Black Parade story in Mexico with a live album, and a lot of fans thought that was going to be the last time that record was ever performed start to finish. But the year 2024 is here to bring us a gift that we never thought we'd receive.
I guess My Chem are like back full time now, aren't they? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because they haven't really stopped since they announced the comeback. I guess
This
there
is
was COVID.
this is the
COVID
longest
sort of-
break that they've had since they've come
Yeah.
back.
But I guess they're still rocking it. Yeah, Black Parade. Also, just like some of these albums for me was such big albums growing up.
Homesick.
Like Homesick.
Yeah. Jimmy Eat World.
Sticks and Stones. Jimmy Eat World. Like Atreyu. The Curse. What a fucking album.
You're stoked for that one, aren't you?
Bleeding Mascara. Also, Neck Deep doing Life's Not Out to Get You.
Yep. That's going to be amazing in full. I'm surprised that Yellow Card aren't on there doing Ocean Avenue in full. I haven't seen them yet.
Mayday Parade.
Mayday Parade.
State Champs. Say Us In. I'll go on the
4 years strong as well. I'm very excited about 4 years strong doing theirs in full. So this is the full list of bands doing albums in full. Dashboard Confessional also doing Dusk and Summer, and The Main doing Can't Stop, Won't Stop in full. I would have preferred The Main to have done American Candy in full, just saying.
My only query is some of these albums are probably quite long. Like Coheed's album, I reckon, is like
An hour.
I'm like, are they going to have enough time? Are they going to have an hour slot?
Well,
But then some of the albums are probably really short. So
when I saw the Wonder Years the other night in Birmingham doing The Greatest Generation in full,
Yeah.
they definitely played some of those songs with a couple of BPMs faster just to power through the record to leave enough time to do. I think they ended up doing like 4 or 5 songs.
well,
on
surely
other
the
side.
album's not that long, is it? On its
Good question.
Runtown.
I want to say it's at least an hour. at the very least.
What else have we got down here?
One Year's Greatest Generation. 48 minutes.
Yeah, that's enough time.
I tell you what I love the most about this, though, is you scan through that lineup, you see every single band has gone, yeah, we're going to do this album in full. We're going to do this album in full. And then Fall Out Boy, like, nah, get fucked.
So the only two bands that aren't doing a full album is LS Dunes because they haven't got one, and Fall Out Boy. But I guess, yeah, what would they play? I mean, they could have done Infinity on High.
Yep.
They could have done
From Under the Cork Tree.
That would have been sick.
Yeah. I'd have loved them to have done Save Rock and Roll in full. I genuinely think out of all their albums, that is the most flawless one from start to finish. And I would lose my shit.
See, I wasn't a big Save and Rock and Roll guy.
Really?
We've talked about this before. I was like first 3 albums.
Yeah, that's true.
With my thing.
That's true.
And I grew up.
Yeah.
Started being like little metal kid.
Were you out there going,
oh, and got screaming in.
Where are all the guitars?
I didn't mind that though, because it's like Panic at Disco were already big, and I love Panic at the Disco, and I feel like they just went more down that route.
Pierce the Veil doing Collide with the Sky in full.
Yeah.
That is going to bang so damn hard.
And Sleeping with Sirens are there, so you know what will happen.
Yep. We're going to get that
Again,
good old
they did it
moment.
last year, didn't they?
Yeah. Sunglasses, suit up, briefcase. Tell you what, Motion City Soundtrack didn't commit this to memory in full. That's a nice little one.
On fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Her Words Destroy My Planet as well. Bangers. All American Rejects doing their self-titled in full. The Used doing In Love and Death in
Also,
full. A lot of happy old
shout
school
out.
emos.
Story of the Year, Page Avenue. Do you remember that album?
Is that the one with Until the Day I Die? I feel my heart for you.
That was like the lead single of it, but there's so many good songs on that album. I was well into it. And the guitarists go crazy live. They used to do like backflips off the ramp.
Yeah.
So they used to chuck their guitars to like the techs at each side of the stage. Both do like a synchronized backflip off their amps, and then get each other's guitar and stuff and play each other's guitar for the rest of the song. That's
mad. They were also one of the proprietors of Guitar Swings as well, weren't
Yeah.
they? One of the first bands to like nail the...
It's just dangerous.
Ollie's out there being like, health and safety, guys.
There's like a compilation of just them going wrong on YouTube that I used to watch.
What's the band that's still doing it? Is it Fit for a King, where the guy is...
Yeah.
And people keep on having a go at him saying you're swinging your guitar more than you're playing it.
It's all on track anyway. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. But yeah, that I will want to go to Vegas again.
Yep, same. And the fact that We the Kings are going to be doing their self-titled in full as well, with tunes like Check Yes Juliet on it.
Check Yes Juliet.
Ridiculous. So out of curiosity, who are we going to be seeing in Vegas in 2024? Let us know in the chat. Shout out to Rebecca, who's joining us, saying hello, my name is Rebecca Simpson Gale. That's myself, because I like Charlie Simpson and I like your songs. Yeah, we like Charlie Simpson songs as well, and we're very excited to chat to Charlie Simpson all about Grand Unification, because the promo for this Wembley show heavily featured the artwork for Grand Unification.
Yeah, well, it's billed as a 20-year anniversary
of the band.
But yeah, they've used the artwork for that, even though it's not 20 years yet.
Which will be 2026.
Yeah.
And that, in fact, is something that I want to ask Charlie is, are there any plans in place for anniversary tour? Because I know for a fact there are so many Fightstar fans that would love to see him do Grand Unification start to finish.
Yeah. It's got a few years to wait now, though.
2 years, well, a year and a half.
Year and a half. No, two and a half. No, what year is it?
2023. 2.5.
Where am I?
Well, Charlie will be joining us in about 14 minutes, my friends. And we are so damn excited to be back. We are going back down to, well, I say back down. We're going down to one show a week. We won't be doing the 2 live shows we were doing beforehand. The Jon Mahon show is going to be live every single Monday from 7 p.m.
It is indeed. Yeah. I mean, we haven't discussed that, but yeah, every Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. From next week? Are we starting doing one next week?
Yeah. So on next week's show, I'm already trying to plan a little bit ahead with that. We're definitely going to have a tasty little giveaway. Going to be giving away some vinyl on next week's show.
Some old records, eh?
Yeah. It was a
You know,
giveaway.
records have made such a big comeback in the last few years.
Vinyl.
Vinyl, like the amount of to get into like the top chart for like vinyl sales has to be quite high nowadays. Whereas like a few years ago, it was like you get like a few thousand, and you're in the top 10. Now people are loving the old vinyls.
Yeah, wax has definitely made a comeback for sure. And I think variants had a massive part to play on that.
Yeah.
I know a good few people who, if a band that they love have like 4 or 5 vinyl variants, they will be getting all 4 or 5 of those vinyl variants.
I got Holding Absence, and it's got like blue and gold spatters in it.
Ah, nice.
It's really nice.
Kintsugi.
Yeah.
Go on the go.
Yeah. I got the Sleep Token one, which is like clear, but with like a black splob. Like splob?
Splob?
It's a mix between a blob and a splodge. A black splob.
Splob token.
But it's cool because like obviously when, do you know how they get pressed is it's literally like a small disc with like a black bit in the middle, and then it just squishes them out. So it means every single one's a little bit different. There's no like exact replicas.
Damn.
So that's just the way.
So every vinyl is actually one of a kind.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we will be giving away some wax on next week's show.
Some wax.
Yeah. Lyrics.
It's not actually wax anymore though. Well, because it's vinyl, isn't it? Vinyl is the material.
The name of the material.
Yeah. Used to be on wax though.
Yeah.
Because they figured it out.
I've just realised there is another festival lineup that we could talk about on today's show, because we're going to do Download Festival after the interview with Charlie Simpson. But speaking of Charlie Simpson, his other band Busted in 2019 with a secret set at...
2019, they did Slam Dunk, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And Slam Dunk Festival have let us know their first batch of bands for 2024. And I do love the fact that festivals now are basically, as soon as festival season finishes in August, September kind of time, pre-Christmas, they're like, cool, here you go. That's something to look forward to next year. Christmas presents in the form of festival tickets.
Yes, it makes sense. It's like, yeah. Festival tickets are a great present.
Great present. And Slam Dunk Festival 2024 is once again going to be headlined by Yumi at 6, one of the 2 bands, I believe, who are repeat headliners of the festival. Them and Shikari are the only 2 bands that have headlined it twice.
When did Yumi at 6 headline? Have they?
It was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Did they headline?
Yeah. I'm like
I don't even
90%.
know.
I'm 90% sure they have. All American Rejects have headlined, which is why it's interesting to see them down as a main support.
I liked Josh's tweet, or X, whatever, fuck it. He was like, "You're 10 pints deep. We come on, play Save It for the Bedroom. What you doing?" Or something. It's like, yeah, like people are complaining, but it's like as soon as that comes on.
Are they going to play Save It for the Bedroom, though? Because the last 4 or 5 times I've seen
That's
them
what he tweeted.
they've not played it.
I mean, I feel like they have to if they're doing a headline set at Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
I think they've just got so much history with Slam Dunk. Because did you know they were signed to Slam Dunk Records?
I did
back in the day?
indeed.
And they played the second ever Slam Dunk.
I thought it was the first.
No, it's the one that Paramore played. But I think they opened it up. Well, it was just one stage.
Yeah, that's correct. That's definitely correct.
They opened it up. It was mad looking at the lineup. Do you know who headlined that year?
This
is 2000 and
the first Slam Dunk or the second one?
second one. This is 2007, I think.
I know Fall Out Boy headlined the first.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy headlined the first. Who headlined the second? Above Paramore.
Above Paramore.
Yeah.
Was it someone on that bill?
Nah, they're not on this bill.
Okay. Because I was going to say something like Boys Like Girls.
No. Do you know who it is?
Go on.
Real Big Fish.
Real Big
Yeah.
Fish.
Imagine that. Imagine Real Big Fish. Imagine seeing Paramore and then Real Big Fish.
Then Real Big Fish.
But I guess 2007 was pre-Riot.
Yeah.
I think so. I think Riot was 2000.
I don't know actually.
Or maybe it was 2006. I don't know.
I thought Riot was 2007. Riot is 2007.
Is it?
Yeah.
But maybe it was pre it coming out
Fair.
that year.
I'm like Amber in the chat, very excited about I Prevail headlining a stage. Very, very deserved for that band. Their last UK tour sold out across the board. Wembley as well on the card for that run. Just great to see a band like them getting a stage headline slot. Funeral for a Friend, great addition onto that stage as well.
Yeah, I saw them recently. Very, very good.
Very good band. Also, the wonder is...
I feel like it's a very When We Were Young vibe festival, or lineup so far. It's a lot of throwbacks.
A lot of throwbacks. Especially with Pennywise on the punk rock stage. Catch me shouting bro him at the top of my lungs.
But I just feel like the top two stages or whatever it is on there are very mid 2000s, to late 2000s bands, which are they're still killing it.
Yeah.
But
Head Automatica on the main stage as well.
20th anniversary of.
Do you know any other Head Automatica songs?
No,
other than
baby.
Beating Hearts, Baby.
Do you need to know anymore?
No, they're just going to play that 10 times in a row and that'll be the set list.
Beating hearts, baby.
Baby, is this love for real?
Yeah. Good old Daryl Palumbo.
Yeah. Also of Glassjaw fame.
Who else? Asking Alexandria. We saw them at
Louder Than Live
Louder Than
Festival.
Live.
My only criticism, right, of Asking Alexandria's set at Louder Than Live was when they played the final episode,
Yeah.
Danny didn't do any of the gutturals. None of them. Like, you know, oh my God. Basically what you're going to see Danny Warsnott do. Just hands the microphone out to the crowd. It's like, come on, man. You got one of them.
Country now. He lives in America. He wears cowboy hats. He ain't screaming like he ain't a little emo kid anymore.
You say,
The thing is, I love Daddy, but him now and him in 2006 or 7 or whatever, it just seem like completely different
two
people.
very, very different people. But out of curiosity, who's watching right now that's going to be at Slam Dunk Festival 2024? Let us know. And not just watching, you actually can listen to the show, as you mentioned at the start, because we are now available in podcast form. So if you're out and about and you still want to listen to us chat shit.
On your way to work,
Yep.
having a shit.
Yep. At the gym. I don't know if
gym.
you'd want to listen
Getting
to
a
a
pump on.
podcast at the gym.
If you are and you're listening at the gym right now, go on, son.
Go on.
Get it.
Yeah. Get it. Get it.
Get those reps in.
But we will be joined by Charlie Simpson from Fightstar in about 6 minutes' time. We're going to be chatting to Charlie all about the band's massive announcement regarding their biggest ever headline show at the OVO Wembley
It's
Arena.
crazy, isn't it? After 20 years, coming back and doing your biggest.
Your biggest show, which...
Not Charlie's biggest show, you know.
Charlie is very familiar with arenas.
I'm sure he's done in Wembley many a time.
Yeah, it's not his first Wembley rodeo, but for Dan, Alex and Omar, it's real nice to see those boys getting a chance to be on... Would you say Wembley's this country's most famous stage?
Yeah. I think people know, if you just say Wembley to people, they are aware of, they've heard it at least, anywhere in the world. I feel like the O2 is probably...
It's growing.
Up there, but it's not.
It doesn't have the lineage.
Nah, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
We're going to see going to the O2.
Yeah.
Going to Wembley, baby.
Wembley, baby.
Road to Wembley as well.
Yep.
I mean, because you got Wembley Stadium and then Wembley Arena.
Yeah.
So
I still haven't seen a concert at Wembley Stadium. I've been to Wembley Stadium for a show now. I went to watch AW do All In at Wembley Stadium, which is amazing, but I haven't actually been to a
on
concert.
Green Day, haven't they just announced stadium tour?
They have. Was Wembley one of them?
I think so.
I should know because I actually voiced the promo for it that's going out on the radio at the moment. I know they're doing Old Trafford and they're doing Bella Houston Park
Yeah.
in Glasgow. And I probably
Maybe
pronounced
they
that
do
wrong 'cause I
Wembley.
pronounced it wrong when I was doing the voiceover.
Who's support? Isn't it? It's like the Hives,
Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. Bloody hell.
Yeah, stacked lineup. Well, we are about 4 minutes away from Charlie Simpson joining us, and me and Ollie, in preparation for this interview, been listening to a lot of Fightstar, and I think we're both unanimously in agreement that Grand Unification is the GOAT as far as their album's concerned. But what would you say underneath Grand Unification is your favourite Fightstar album?
The last one.
Behind the Devil's Back.
Behind the Devil's Back. It's like more metal, some big riffs, but also got the catchy super catchy choruses, big emo bits. But I think they went way. I think because they recorded with Carl.
I was going to say, yeah.
Who is
Carl Bown.
Sleep Token's producer, well, for the last album, and he's a long time producer for While She Sleeps.
Oh, damn, I didn't know he
Yeah.
did stuff for Sleeps as well.
And then he did the last Malevolence album. So he's got that metal edge.
That bite to it.
Yeah. I don't know, the grit. But yeah, that album is sick. I think it was weird because it was like that album came out, and then they not long after went on hiatus. And I think Charlie went back to Busted.
Yeah,
Busted. So I feel like it didn't get like the sort of attention it deserved.
Yeah, I know a lot of Fightstar fans were proper gutted. I don't think they've still not heard songs from that record live.
Yeah, we'll ask him about it in a minute.
Yeah, but I think that the English Way record is criminally underrated as well. Like, that album didn't... Oh, sorry, no, Be Human. That album did not get the love that I think it deserved. Like, considering... Like, once again, for me, the reason why I've loved Fightstar is they've always been a boundary-pushing band, and they've incorporated elements that I think a lot of people, even at the time when that came out in 2009, were still a little bit hesitant to use, like a bit of track, bit of atmospheric kind of sounds. But you listen to songs like War Machine.
When did that come out?
2009. Yeah.
I mean, Homesick came out that year.
Yeah.
Hollow Crown by Architects came out that year.
Yeah.
I feel like it was probably up against a lot of big albums.
Yeah. But if you still look at what those bands were doing, those bands were still very much sticking to the guitar formula. Like, a lot of them were still hesitant about bringing in like the melodic elements that can make a record sound just that little bit bigger live.
The atmospheric glue, the sort of backdrop that paints the landscape of the record. Do you like that?
I do. You've been listening to me present a little bit.
Well, sonically speaking...
I knew that was coming!
John discovered the word sonic recently, and he's used it in a lot of interviews.
Yeah. Like how many different ways can you say the word music?
Sonically is a good word, though.
Thank you. I thought it was.
Because it's more than just music. It's the whole range of frequencies.
Yeah, I got a thesaurus for my birthday and I decided to use it.
There's thesaurus.com. You should need to buy it.
Oh, my days. Well, my friends, we are but a minute away from Charlie Simpson joining us on the show. And if you are a fan of Fightstar, we want to know what you're looking forward to. If there's anything that you'd like us to ask Charlie, feel free to get in touch as well. And we will do our best to try and squeeze on some questions for you. But if there's anyone watching right now who's bought tickets to see Fightstar at their headline show at the OVO Wembley Arena, then please let us know that as well, because it's going to be huge. Like, I think standing tickets have already sold out. Seating tickets are still available, but
if you want to get in the pit, you can't.
Yeah, but if you want to get into the show, your time is running out, because that show will sell out very, very quickly if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Have you seen Fightstar live?
Don't think so. Oh, no, I have. Leeds Festival. I'm going to say 2007 or 8 on the main stage. But anyway, we'll get back to that.
We will get back to that very shortly indeed, my friends, because right now we need to introduce a man who fronts a band that on Friday, March 22nd will headline the OVO Wembley Arena, a man with one of the best screams in the game, a man with 11 top 40 UK albums to his name, 6 of which are top 10s, a man who wrote one of the most important records of all time, Grand Unification, and a man who might be able to tell us, well, gosh, what happens if I drop a black hole on a black hole? My friends, welcome to the Jon Mahon Show, Charlie Simpson!
Hey.
Let's go. Thank you so much for your time, bro. How the devil are you doing?
I'm really good, man. Is my screen really blurred? I'm sorry.
It looks a little bit like it's covered in Vaseline, but
weird. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I'm good, man. Are you guys well?
Yeah, good, man. This is our first show back in a while, so we're sort of
Wicked.
dusting off the cobwebs.
Yeah, getting used to it. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
HD
Yeah.
Charlie. That's what we're talking about. Oh,
Cool, man. It's great to speak to you guys, man.
it's great to speak to you again, man. It's been a very long time. Like, we have crossed paths a couple of times over the years over at Scuzz TV, which we were reminiscing about earlier on in the show. And I've been fortunate to DJ with you a handful of times over the year as well. But what's life like at the moment? Like, it's all systems go at the moment.
Yeah, man. We obviously launched the Fightstar show about a week ago, and you know what? The response has been absolutely incredible, man. Like, we've I've kind of thought for a while that I get sort of asked when Fightstar's coming back, and it's always sort of bubbling in the background. But actually seeing people's reaction when we announced the show is incredible, and we just can't wait for it, man.
I think you changed your profile picture on like all the social media, and people like latched onto that, and they were like, "Oh, something's coming." It was like there was already a buzz around it just from you changing your profile picture. I think it was just
man.
your logo.
I know, yeah, it's crazy. Like, we obviously we haven't played a show in 8 years, so yeah, people are excited for it. And also I'm pumped because we haven't really played a show since we released our last album, and Behind the Devil's Back is my favorite Fightstar album, so I can't wait to play a few songs off that as well.
Damn.
We were literally just saying, I was saying it's one of my favorite albums of yours. Just like the mix between the heavy and the melodic is so good.
Yeah, man, I think that was always sort of, that's what I love about music in general. Do you know what I mean? That's why I got into the Deftones when I was about 14 years old, because they sort of they just encapsulated that thing for me of having these brutal riffs, but then having amazing melodies over the top. And I feel like on that last album, we really sort of honed that in its best way. So yeah, I love that record, man.
And it was done with Carl, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carl Bound, who's awesome, man. He did the last Sleep Token record, which I'm really
blown up.
And then he did a lot of the Bullet for My Valentine stuff. He did 2 of our albums. Yeah, he's a really great producer, also fantastic mixer.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, in fact, let's stay on that topic, because one thing I wanted to ask you a little bit later on in the interview, but that kind of segues into it very nicely, is you can hear so much influence in these modern bands, as you mentioned, Sleep Token. I think Holding Absence have got a big Fightstar influence about them as well. Like, when you listen to the sounds of especially like Sleep Token and Holding Absence, and even post Sempiternal, Bring Me the Horizon, it's a lot of what you guys were doing in 2006 on Grand Unification. And I felt like that record was so ahead of its time in terms of what you guys were experimenting with and working on. And like, is it nice to see, like, years later, people still taking inspiration from like some of your creations that are that old?
Yeah, definitely, man. Carl actually said that that Sleep Token was for fans of Fightstar, so that was awesome. Like,
Nice.
I listened to them, and I got it kind of straight away. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I really like the way that he mixes the sort of more. I like his melody choices, and I think that the riffs are really awesome. So yeah, man, do you know what? It's amazing. It's kind of weird because I never really. I feel like the impact that Fightstar had and the sort of influence it had, I didn't really realize at the time. You know, especially obviously with the younger bands that come through after us, because we came, it was 20 years now since we formed. But it's always a huge honor to think that a band might be taking inspiration from something you've done, and I'm always very humbled by that. So it's amazing.
I guess there's probably a lot of people that got into Fightstar after you sort of went on hiatus, so you probably wouldn't have seen all these people that are like into you now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really cool to see it now, and the gig at Wembley, I think it's just going to be one massive celebration, man. It's going to be like it's going to be one of. I think it'll be one of our best nights of our lives, to be honest.
For sure. And as a lifelong Fightstar fan, it's something that's been a long time in the making, because when you guys headlined Brixton in 2015, I actually went on record to say Fightstar could play Wembley one day if they wanted to. And yeah, man, like, I am so pumped that this is finally coming to fruition. When did conversations first start happening about you guys stepping into Wembley?
So basically, we met for Al. Al had a birthday party at the beginning of the year. We hadn't seen each other for quite a long time as a four, and it was at his parents' house, and his parents basically had this barn called the Bloom Room, where basically
All right, we've lost you a little bit.
Oh,
We'll try and get you back. Oh, he's gone. Hopefully he'll come back at some point.
yeah.
So when he does.
Fingers crossed. That looks to me either like a phone dying or a Wi-Fi situation.
It's the joys.
The joys of being live, baby.
Yeah.
That was a great story that he was about to kick off onto, though.
Should we fill in the gaps? We'll wait and see if he comes back anytime soon. Wow, that's a weird sound.
Yeah.
Sorry if you're for the dead air.
Yeah, apologies about this, my friends.
Oh,
Here we go.
Man, sorry, dude.
It's all right.
It's all good.
He's back.
Oh, look at that with a camera change as well.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, I was on my phone, not my computer. I usually don't go through my computer because it's plugged into my studio rig, and sometimes it doesn't do what I want it to do. Anyway, I apologise about that.
That's all right.
No, that's all
Can you
good.
hear me again?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah. And now we've got some beautiful silver records in the background as well.
Yeah, man, it's my studio. I've got a couple of new guitars. Got my favourite 7-string up here for the riffs.
Oh, look at that! I bet that's churned out some fire over the years.
Yeah.
Is that like a Jim Root one? Or?
I was saying we got this room that we wrote a lot of grandification in, and it just felt like a bit of a nostalgic moment for us. And we were just chatting about Fightstar and you know whether we wanted to do stuff again, but we hadn't really decided on it properly. And then my agent rang me and said, you know, we've been offered the show at Wembley, and I literally nearly fell off my chair. I was like, you must have the wrong room. You must be Brixton, right? And he was like, no, they think that you can do Wembley. And to be honest, it's funny you say that about, you know, I think that's what we always wanted to do. And that's where we'd always dreamed we may be able to play one day. But it was just incredible for them to say, you know, we think you can do it. And actually from the response so far from the show, it feels to be, you know, vindicated the decision to do it. So, you know, we could have put on sale and about 10 people had come, and then it would have been really embarrassing.
Well, given the hype that the teasers had, I don't think you were in ever a danger of just having a couple of people stood in that room, because standing tickets, I do believe, have already sold out, and now it's just filling up the seats. And in terms of the set list structure, I mean, there's a lot of ground to cover with a room like Wembley, and I don't know how long you're planning on playing for that night, but I think most Fightstar fans wouldn't complain if you decided to just do 3 hours of just you guys. But I mean, have you already started having conversations about how much of the catalogue you're going to do?
Yeah, we have. We've started this like sort of document where everyone's sort of chucking in ideas, and it's actually a really tough one, man, because obviously you want to play the songs that people, you know, the songs that are singles that people know better, but then you have some fans saying they really want us to play some sort of niche stuff on the back end of an album that, you know, some people wouldn't usually expect. So I think we're got to strike a balance, and I think we'll do a long set because obviously this is a one-off show. We're not doing any more shows for this, so I think we'll try and play for as long as we can.
Sick. And I don't know if you know, but Grand Unification does turn 20 years old in 2026.
It does.
Yeah.
Start planning ahead.
So, I mean, if you did want to start thinking ahead about an anniversary tour for that, I know there's a lot of Fightstar fans who'd be very much up for seeing that start to finish.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely up for doing at some point one of the albums start to finish, or maybe multiple nights with all the albums back to back. But I mean, it just means having to go and relearn every song we wrote. Which is,
oh yeah, you forget about that. It's and I imagine like the last album sort of didn't really tour it that much, so it's probably
we
haven't played it that as much.
No, exactly. But as I say, I'm really looking forward to playing some of those songs. Like the song Behind the Devil's Back is one of my favorites. The Sync with the Snakes is one of my favorites as well. So I can't wait to play that live.
Nice to play some riffs and do some screams. It's been a while since you've done some screams, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've got to remember how to do that, man.
Well, in fact, your scream was something I wanted to talk to you about, because in my humble opinion, you've got one of the most ferocious but natural screams in the game. And I want to know, like, at what point when you were with Busted did you get this itch to start just taking things a little bit heavier? And was it something that you developed whilst in Busted, or did you have that skill before joining that band?
No, I was never even like, I was in bands growing up. but I was never in like a heavy, like we were doing rock stuff, but it wasn't like I was never screaming in it. You know what I mean? Like we'd be doing my first band I was ever in. We were doing like Bush covers and Offspring covers, and more sort of grungy stuff. But then I've really got into Sepultura. I remember like Root was the thing that really got me into heavy stuff, and
Sick.
started listening to Machine Head and Pantera. I mean, I always loved Metallica, but that was less. He doesn't. James Hetfield doesn't really scream. So I think that hearing Root for the first time was the first time I thought, oh man, I really love the aggressive style of vocal. And then obviously I became a massive fan of the Deftones, and I like the way that he interchanged the screaming with the melodies. But I think the first time I probably screamed was there's a busted song called 3 a.m. And I remember doing some scream. There's a bit in the middle eight where there is a sort of screamy thing, and I remember making that as the tour went on more and more aggressive. And by the end of the show, people were like, "Man, I think he's going to do a heavy band." and then Panic's Laughter came out with Fightstar, and again I wasn't fully screaming. I mean, we had a couple of songs off that first EP. They Liked You Better When You Were Dead. And I sort of dabbled with the screaming, but I hadn't really figured out, because it is something you need to learn how to do, because if you just scream, you will blow your voice out. So there is absolutely a technique to screaming, and it's a way to harness tone. And the main thing in a scream for me is actually the tone, because if you just scream into a mic, it's not going to sound that good. It'll just sound quite frantic, and you can lose your voice very easily doing that. So I managed to sort of, if you hear me screaming in the studio, it's not volume-wise that loud. It's just very controlled.
Yeah.
And then you can, once you've hit that right resonance, you can then push it a bit more. And so, yeah, absolutely something I learned to do. But I was, as time went on, I got sort of better at it, and then I could be really brutal with it.
Hell yeah. And I am such a big fan of the way in which you build to a screaming Fightstar songs, because I feel like what you were really good at doing is saving the heavy parts of when they needed that impactful force, lyrically speaking, and especially on a record like Grand Unification, where you've got so many words that match the concept of the song. I mean, like, I don't think it's you who screams at the end of Mono, isn't it, Alex?
It is me.
Oh, is it you who did I'll Find Myself Once More Again?
Oh, sorry. When I'm, hang on a minute.
I found myself once more
I'm not
again.
screaming. I'm like singing you.
I don't know. I could have saw at the end of Mono. One sec. What's the bar? Because I've got it written down. I'll find myself once more again. Just as Mono drops right into the end, and then you start singing.
That is. I think that is me.
Is it? Because then you start singing straight off the back of that. Like
sometimes Al, like the end of Panic's Laughter, sometimes Al will do like a screamy thing as like a to counter melody. But I think on Mono it's me. I might be wrong. I haven't listened to it in a while.
Sick. But I mean, like that scream in Mono, like especially with the words "I'll find myself once more again," like a line like that, given the tone of the song, has so much more impact when you put that scream over the top of it. And I mean, like with the concept behind Grand Unification as well, about it being this record about, two people finding their destiny at the end of the world. Like when you were writing that record in that garage that you mentioned earlier, and you were experimenting with all these screams, was it the case that you're like, okay, cool, when we scream, these words have got to be something that need a scream behind?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think that, like, obviously that lyrically that record was, as you said, it was almost a concept record. And I feel like when I write screaming parts, they're definitely not just being chucked in for the sake of it. Like we definitely, like if you look at a song like Death Car, which is a song about basically wanting to kill someone, that is like, is wanted to kill a guy that had been with the girl, like I'd broken up with my girlfriend and gone off with this guy, and I just wanted to kill him. And we sort of came up with the concept of putting him in a death car. And those death cars are like I think it's somewhere in Asia they execute people and they harvest their organs, and it's all really fucked up. Also, it's really messed up.
Oh, dude, you can swear on the show, man. We're internet based. Go for it.
Fine, okay. It's kind of a screwed up notion, but so I ended up writing the lyrics about that, and I just thought to myself, this all has to be screamed. You can't sing any of this stuff, So it's all very aggressive. And actually, a similar sort of thing with the song "Sink with the Snakes." But then there's the sort of mid scream, as you say, where you're sort of half singing, half screaming, and I think that's when you can really find emotion, because it's almost a tormented thing. You've got melody there, but it's really It's not just all out aggression. It's sort of like a beautiful scream, if you like.
It's like the Sam Carter technique.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He does it very well. And actually, I love Ollie Sykes' scream.
Oh yeah, Ollie's got so good at these
because he has that. It's when you sort of add bits of melody into the screaming. That's when it really harnesses emotion more than just gutturally shouting. You know what I mean?
Lucas from Holding Absence has been flying that flag real hard at the moment as well. Like how he pushes that sort of like false fold scream into like having like a sing note behind it. Like,
yeah, I've got to be honest, man. I'm not that familiar with Holding Absence, but I keep hearing their name. Can you give me a song to go and listen to?
Afterlife.
Afterlife.
That's a great representation of the band. Yeah.
Afterlife. Yeah, and I've heard good things about them, man.
Yeah, and I know Lucas is a massive fan of yours as well. There's a lot of Fightstar influence within Holding Absence's material.
Oh, wicked. Cool, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it'll mean a lot for you to go and check out his tunes for sure. But like that's what I was saying earlier on the chat, man. Like the legacy of Fightstar has had so much impact on this British scene with your Holding Absences, your Sleep Tokens. And I mean, I still think that Post Sempiternal Bring Me the Horizon like has so much of what you guys were doing, especially when you add into that element where you guys were messing around with like, you know, samples and stuff on track on Grand Unification with the quotes that were going on throughout the record. And when you're putting that storyline together for like, at what point did it become a concept album? Was it something that as the record grew, you were like, damn, this is actually a concept that we're cooking here?
It was more like that. We definitely didn't start out to make a concept record. We were sort of tapping into a lot of the anime Evangelion stuff. And so the concepts of that were being thrown up with some of the artwork that we were wanting to use, and Dan and Al are big anime fans, so we sort of just stumbled into that, and we wanted to make it like a cycle. So the first song on the album is called To Sleep, and it's like you go into a dream state, and then you sort of go through this post-apocalyptic story, and then at the end of the album you wake up and it just goes in a big cycle. So yeah, man, we definitely went more sort of concept driven than on any of the other records, but it was weird because we wrote that album pretty quick. Like we sort of had time to write that album, whereas the second one felt more like we're going in, we've got to write an album, because the label like, right, you need to write another album now. First album, we literally would just spend time in this room that I was telling you about earlier and just mess around with riffs and sounds. And I think there was a real purity to making records like that, because I think today so many records are just made in home studios, and you sort of build it as you go. But back then we literally just stood in a room together and sort of just hashed out ideas and different different sort of tonal palettes, and it was just a really nice way to make a record. I think records are made less like that these days.
I guess there's less pressure with your first album as well. Well, I guess
that's a very good point. When you're behind the sort of screen, as it were, and at that point, no one really knew that Fightstar was happening, because a lot of the songs that we put on the first album, we did actually write quite a long time before it came out. So, yeah, definitely that when the pressure comes and people start expecting stuff, then it's a different mentality, I think.
Did you feel that pressure with Be Human at all? Because I felt like that record was so criminally underrated. Like English Way, War Machine, Colors Bleed to Red. Like so many of those songs had like a natural evolution of your sound. But like in terms of like how many people like en masse, like radio plays and all that kind of shit gravitated towards it, it didn't get the same amount of respect that I think previous albums in your catalog did, which baffled me.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a sort of step in a bit of a new direction. I mean, we had this urge to write songs with an orchestra. So a lot of that record is recorded with a 24-piece orchestra, which was something we'd never done before. And we definitely were a bit braver with some of the songwriting. A song like Chemical Blood, which I love, is pretty out there. I mean, it's almost proggy. And I feel like, I feel like we've never wanted to make the same record twice. You know what I mean? We always want to sort of move things in a new direction. And as I say, personally, I felt like going through those different avenues, let us land where we did on Behind the Devil's Back. And I think that sort of took elements of each album and then made it what I always thought Fightstar would be. So if I was to play, even though I think Gratification, I love Gratification, I still think the last album would be something I'd play if someone had never heard us said, "What's your band like?"
Sick. I love that so much. And one thing I don't think gets talked enough about is your cover of Breaking the Law. That,
Oh man, that was so fun to do.
dude, that breakdown where you're just like, we are
Dude, I remember we had the conversations like, can we do this? Are we allowed to do this? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's, Judas Priest are a pretty highly regarded band with the fan base that I was like, are they gonna be, going mental at us for this? But I love that cover, man.
Dude,
Awesome.
have you ever played it live?
No, we haven't. But that would be quite a good thing to play at Wembley.
Yeah.
Just part of the crowd, get a massive wall of death going. That'd be awesome.
Breaking the law.
I might have to hold you to that, man, because that's an opportunity too good to pass up.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed making that. Actually, do you know what? We had a lot of fun. There's some songs we made as B-sides. We've got an album called Alternate Endings, and it was a collection of B-sides that we made. And when we go, you don't really get B-sides anymore because the nature of streaming. But we used to go away for a week and just really experiment with stuff. And we made some crazy songs, man. There's a song called "Where's the Money, Lebowski," another one called "Never See Lay," which is just they're just quite out there tunes, but really fun to make.
Dude, "Where's the Money, Lebowski"? I'm so glad that got a shout out because like there, as you said, there is such a deep dive to be had on your discography, especially like on the B-side front. Because I remember when "Be Human" dropped, that was kind of like, that for me was like the last time you actually saw B-sides getting like acknowledged. Because wasn't "Colours Bleed to Red" a B-side for English Way?
No, see, "Colours Bleed to Red" was "Colours Bleed to Red" was on "Be Human." It was on "Be Human," but it was we wrote that pretty early on. And the other weird thing about the album is that I drummed on half of it because Omar broke his wrist.
No way.
So like, so we had all the studio time booked, and Omar broke his wrist, and we were like, we didn't have time to put it back that far. So I basically had to get in the studio and do like a Rocky montage and get myself in shape. Because I mean, drumming's like my first instrument, but like I wasn't really ready to be recording, so I was literally in there every morning just practicing for like 2 or 3 hours. So that was a pretty tall order to be doing that.
Holy shit, that's amazing! You're a man of many talents, Charlie.
Haven't you built your own studio now?
I have, yeah. And I built Coma Studios. I built it in the pandemic because actually I was due to go to make a solo album, and obviously the pandemic hit. So I was like, well, do you know what? I'd always wanted to build a studio, and I'd actually always wanted to get further into the production side. Yeah. And now I'm like gone down that rabbit hole, man. I mean, honestly, it sucks you in. And so I kind of love producing stuff now, and definitely something I'd definitely be into in the future is maybe producing some other bands.
That'd be sick.
My own stuff, which would be cool.
Dude, like I would love to see you teaming up with some of these bands that are coming out of the UK right now. Like,
well, yeah, dude, that's exactly it, man. I mean, a few people tap me up online, being like, if you're interested in producing, then will you do our band? So, over the next 2 or 3 years, I think I'll definitely take some people up on that offer.
But I think like you offer so much more than just like the production. It's like you can be like, oh, maybe you can add this melody in, or maybe you can change the structure wise. Like, you got so much that you can offer towards bands.
Producer's job, a producer's role in the old school way, it wasn't even really being about on the computer and being an engineer. Producer, like a real producer, like Rick Rubin, is someone that comes in and he'll basically assess a song. And we've had it with producers we've worked with. They'll sort of analyze every part of the song. Is that as good as it could be? Could you try that here? Could you try that there? I think that was the original art of what a producer was. It was almost like a sort of consultant on the music as much as anything else.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And in terms of like your future past music with your solo projects, is there any chat at the moment about new Fightstar music? Because I know that's something that a lot of fans will be asking a question of.
Yeah, I think at the moment, no, because time-wise, doing a one-off show is something that we could all fit into what we're doing at the moment, because we've got a lot going on outside of Fightstar. But if we want to do music, I think we're going to have to really dedicate a full-blown year to it, and it's something that I'd love to do, and I know the boys will when the time is right. So I think for this Wembley show, it's going to be an isolation thing that we just want to come and celebrate with all the fans and have a great night. And then, at some point in the future, we'll definitely look to do new music, man. Because I love it. I love the riffs, man.
Speaking of which, that was going to be one of my last questions to you, which was like, out of the songs that you haven't played out of the Fightstar catalog in a while, what are some of the ones that you're like, cool, that one on the set list, I need that in my life right now?
I think that there's one. Do you know what? It's a bit one that's not a single or not one of the well-known ones. It's a track called Titan, and it's one of my favorite tracks off the last album, and I'd love to play that. I'm looking forward to playing Build an Army again because that always gets people riled up. And then I'm really looking forward to hearing when we break down in Paint Your Target, and it's just that little sing along, and the crowd always go. I can't wait to hear that Wembley Arena singing that back to us, man. It's gonna be amazing.
That little bass note just before it kicks back in on the last chorus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, as someone whose life was changed by Grand Unification, like so much so I've got the album artwork tattooed on my ribs. It's one of the most important albums of my life. I just want to say a massive thank you to everything that you did with the Fightstar project, because legitimately changed and saved my life on many an occasion. And you and the Fightstar boys have made such a massive impact, not just in my life, but to a load of other fans as well. And this Wembley show means so much to the Fightstar fan base. So honestly, I can't thank you enough for it, man.
Hey, that's so lovely to hear, man. Do you know what? Like, it really makes me happy to hear that. Like, we love what we do, and we're so humbled by the fact that it seems to have had a positive impact on people. So thank you so much for the support, man.
No worries. And we will see you March 22nd, 2024.
Come along,
Friday
man.
night.
It's going to be incredible.
Holy shit. Well, my friends, show a lot of love and appreciation for today's guest, Charlie Simpson from Fightstar.
Cheers, Charlie.
Nice one, guys. Take care, yeah.
Cheers, bro. Thank you ever so much, man.
Bye.
What a legend. What an absolute legend. Honestly, one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah, apologies if the stream's a bit choppy. We don't know how to fix that because...
It was on Twitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, still a bit choppy.
Yeah, don't know what's going on Twitch.
It's
Which
fine.
Is why I've got YouTube as well.
It's fine on our screens.
Yeah.
But apparently the stream's a bit choppy. But you can still hear him.
Yeah.
Still hear that lovely voice.
Yeah, and we will be uploading this on YouTube as well. So if for whatever reason it wasn't working your end, you can go back and watch it on YouTube at your leisure. But thank you ever so much to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuning in right now. Thank you ever so much to Charlie Simpson. And Wembley 2024 cannot come soon enough.
Yeah. Let's get some tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, he said come along, so I'm using that
as your invite.
I'm gonna turn up at Wembley with that clip. Charlie said we could come, so let us in, please.
Oh, amazing. Well, my friends, we're going to take a real quick break right now. We'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes' time. And on the other side, we will be breaking down the Download Festival lineup for 2024. So don't go anywhere.
In a bit.
Yes, my friends, and welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show.
We're still having issues with the stream.
Yeah, we are.
We
We
don't-
don't know what's going on.
We don't know how to fix it. It's fine on our screens.
Yeah, if you could see what we're seeing, everything looks great and fine, but apparently your end, you can hear us.
Just gaslighting. It's your problem. It's your
Yeah,
fault.
you just can't see us, unfortunately.
But
Well,
you can still listen to us.
yeah,
And that's the most important thing.
as long as you can hear our voices.
Is it? This is now just an audio. I don't have to worry, do you, about what we look like.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you...
John's taking his top off.
yeah.
You're missing that. What else? Well, we can just talk about shit.
Yeah, we can still...
You don't need to see us, do you? I mean, we were going to talk about the download lineup, but it'd be help if we got it up.
Yeah.
I mean, we can still get it up on our screens.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll still pull it up because hopefully the version of this show that's going out our end will go out.
Well, it'll be a bit shit on YouTube, but we'll upload the clips.
Yeah, we'll upload the clips.
You know,
Yeah, so let's talk about
Sometimes-
Download Festival 2024
you just gotta roll with the punches.
because you know that it's inevitable, soon to be unforgettable,
Indeed.
and totally unpredictable, which is what live is. We are fast figuring out. Shout out 4 years strong.
Shout out for you, Strong, who will be at When We Were Young next
Yeah.
year.
But at Download Festival 2024, we found out last Tuesday the bands that are going to be playing next year's Download Festival. And
Oh, there we go.
there we are. So, headliners.
It's been a bit of a Marmite online, this announcement.
Yeah. There's a lot of negative comments.
I posted it on Forever Loud, the Facebook page. And I'd say about 90% of the comments are all negative.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, my biggest worry of the three headliners is Avenged Sevenfold. And that is because me and Ollie saw Avenged Sevenfold at Louder Than Live Festival. And being brutally honest, they weren't very good.
It wasn't that they weren't good. I just think compared to a lot of the bands that I'd already been on and the other headliners, they just weren't as good. I feel like, but sound wise was fine. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I just didn't think they had the production, or
I just felt like they didn't care, man. That was my
Yeah.
biggest one. Like, I was watching them perform, and for me, if you're watching a festival headliner, that should be an honor. Being atop of the bill as a band, and it just felt like it was just another show for them, and that's what kind of broke my heart a little bit, because it's like, come on boys, you've got a discography full of bangers, you're headlining a festival, you're looking out on a main stage and seeing a sea of people who've all turned up to watch you perform.
the thing is, they played some of the new album stuff, and I just feel like it didn't go down very well
No,
because it's not their most popular album.
no. I feel like they experimented heavily on this record, and it was a case of the experimentation maybe for them was very fulfilling, but for their fan base, it didn't really scratch
And-
the itch.
Metal fans are pretty fickle people.
The best of times.
Yeah.
Oh, Amber said, can see you now. Are we working again?
Well, we're still. I got it up on that. We're still choppy as fuck.
Like I got
Get it up
chopped.
on there so we can see
Like I got
what
chopped
other people
at
can see.
Louder Than Live Festival.
You got chopped.
Do you not remember?
Oh yeah, John got chopped by some wrestlers, stars of the Netflix show Wrestlers.
Oh, YouTube's working perfectly fine. Right. Fuck Twitch. Go onto YouTube. YouTube's working.
Well, they're probably the same. It's the same stream, John. John still doesn't understand how any of the software works.
Well, look at what I'm looking at.
Yeah, but I can't change it on there. But
John doesn't understand that technology.
thank you for staying with us over this shambles of a second part.
Yeah. I mean, right, do you remember when we first did this show and one of the audio issues that we had, there was just a going on in the background? I felt like I spent all day fixing that, what I thought the issue might be for that, and then video just went...
You know what? I reckon it was the Zoom.
You reckon?
Charlie's aura just overpowered the circuitry.
The power of Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, he sort of busted everything. Yeah.
Oh, he shoots, he scores. Right,
Yeah.
let's go through this Download Festival lineup. Avenged are my big worry, and especially considering their Sunday night headliner as well. But Fall Out Boy on a Saturday night sounds like a fucking great time to me.
Yep, but this is where it's Marmite Online is, I guess, a lot of the metal elitists don't think Fall Out Boy should be anywhere near the download lineup, let alone headlining. But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They've got bangers, and they'll probably have some big stage production.
Yep.
Fire.
Yep.
Pete will have his flamethrower on his bass.
On his bass guitar.
So I don't mind. I also I feel like people look at the lineup and they just read the headline bands.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, it's shit. But down this lineup, you got some bangers.
Yeah.
Some big names.
So I'm assuming that the bands underneath the headliners are second stage headliners. That's my assumption.
Yeah. Also, I fucking love Roll Blood, so always would watch them. Machine Head will be sick as well.
Dude, Machine Head were one of the bands that I was most excited about at Blue Ridge Festival.
Yeah.
And they got pulled. They didn't play.
God.
Yeah, so I was real bummed out about that. Plus, that new Machine Head record is fucking phenomenal. Slaughter the Martyr is one of the best songs Machine Head have ever written, and they haven't made it a single. Rob Flynn, if you're watching, I doubt that you are, but do your boy a favour.
Rob Flynn, are you in the chat?
Yeah,
At all?
do your boy a favour and make Slaughter the Martyr a single, please.
Yeah.
We've got some comments coming in on the chat. Sheldon and Amber saying the stream is smooth on YouTube now. Shout out Anthony, who was here for Fightstar as well. Shout out to Elliot getting in touch as well. Good to have you guys, and Cookie in the chat too. Lovely to have you. Yeah, you're right. Right, so
Ovner's in the chat.
who else are you excited about on this bill, Oliver?
Bad Omens. While She Sleeps. Sum 41 final UK festival.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
Definitely going to cry.
Who else? You used Baby Metal. We saw Baby Metal in America.
Are you going to go to the
great.
Baby Metal tours with Akovi supporting?
They're in London, aren't they?
And they got Wolvo.
Are they at Wolvo?
Yeah.
Maybe.
The Steel Mill.
Maybe we'll hit up old Hamish. Although we're gonna see Vakovi in December.
Are you
aren't we?
coming?
Can I come?
Yeah.
Can you put me on the list? we sort of made that happen on the show though.
Yeah, we manifested hard Vakovi doing Catty, and it came to
Lo and
fruition.
behold. Black Dahlia Murder, one of my favourite bands in the world, with R.I.P. Trevor. But I can't wait to see them. I imagine they'll be on a big stage as well, or
Yep.
headlining one of the tents. That is Murder.
That's going to
Also
be
without the
interesting.
singer.
That's going to be interesting without CJ.
Polyphia, amazing. I don't think, have they ever played Download before? I don't know.
Polyphia, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. They only seem to have come on my radar like this last 2 years, Polyphia.
Well, I feel like the last two albums they've sort of blown up on. But then this is what annoys me. People are like, oh, you got Fall Out Boy playing. Yeah, but you've also got Bleed From Within, Brand of Sacrifice, Alpha Wolf, Counterparts. Just loads of heavy bands. Dying Fetus.
Why not?
Why not Dying Fetus? Dying Wish. Great band.
Harriet.
Like Fit for a King.
Heaviest band on the lineup.
Error.
Hoobstank.
Got Slaughter to Prevail. Hoobastank. That Joe, they play that album. I love that.
Is that going to be the reason you go to download?
I had that album on a MP3 player.
The reason is
the day.
Hoob.
The reason is Hoob, yeah. So if you're moaning that it's not heavy enough, like how much heavier can you get? in like Slaughter to Prevail and Brand of Sacrifice.
Yeah, it's like
How heavy do you want it?
You're not going to be short of guttural supplies at Download Festival 2024 with bands like that. Shout out Oxymorons as well, friend of the show.
Yeah, they're
Jeff
actually
A.
in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Corey.
Supporting Chazza Tazza. I was really annoyed at myself. I wanted to go watch them in Wolvo the other day, and I just fucking ran out of time.
He's cool.
Cool.
I was there. I just ran out of time. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Amber says, just doesn't look like a Download lineup. Big womp. Womp, womp, womp. Womp, 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 womp. But I feel like if it had different headliners, no one would be saying that.
right, I think
Iron Maiden was there, and
the issue is that people put, especially like, the older Download Festival fans, like the ones who would be there for your Maidens or your Aerosmiths or your Kisses, they put an Avenged Sevenfold in the same category as Fall Out Boy. Like for them, Avenged are very much a scene kind of teenager band, and that for me is the one I'd have swapped out. Keep Fall Out Boy, get rid of Avenged Sevenfold, and personally, I'd have put. Did you see the thing where apparently Andy Copping contacted 21 bands to headline Download this year, and apparently these are the 3 that actually he managed to get to say yes?
maybe it was a budget issue
or an availability issue. But I mean, I think a lot of people were expecting a System of a Down. I genuinely thought Rage Against the Machine stood a chance because they were meant to headline Reading and Leeds Festival 2 years ago, but pulled because Zach De La Rocha tore his Achilles, and we all know how that feels.
Yeah, like they haven't been back since they pulled that show off.
No.
But
And trust me, it doesn't take 2 years for an Achilles to heal.
yeah. Dead air.
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I'm just like, because maybe it's because I don't really care about like the legacy bands anymore. I've seen Metallica a bunch of times,
Yep.
Maiden,
Yep.
Kiss aren't touring anymore, but
They're still saying.
Are they still on their final tour?
They're still doing a goodbye farewell tour.
because like, Badge, yeah, put in the chat, who would you rather have headlining?
Yeah, if you were booking Download Festival headliners, who would you pick instead? Because for me, as I said, the only one of those that I'd probably change would be Avenged Sevenfold. I'd swap them out. Do you know what?
I think Queens is a bit of a weird headliner.
Yeah, they're a main support band.
Because we saw, again, I keep going on about America, but they did America and
they were main support.
they were main support, and it was great. But yeah, I don't think they could have.
And at Glasgow, they were second stage headliner when they played this year.
Yeah. But I tell you, they opened their set with No One Knows.
Yeah, Louder Than Live.
Yeah.
That's a fucking rager of a way to start a set.
Tell you who was the best band of the weekend,
Go on.
the headliner. Green Day.
Yeah.
Green Day opened up with
American
Blitzkrieg,
Idiot.
Or they did Blitzkrieg Bop.
Oh, yeah.
Then into American Idiot. Then they just went through their fucking
Hits.
back catalogue of just all the big hits
Yeah.
from like Dookie, Nimrod, all the way up to American Idiot. I think they didn't really play anything post American Idiot for like half the set.
One sec. Let me pull up this set list. Right. This is how Green Day opened up Louder Than Live Festival. As you said, Blitzkrieg Bop into American Idiot, Holiday,
Yeah.
Know Your Enemy,
Yeah.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Boulevard.
And then Nice Guys finished last. Longview, Welcome to Paradise, Hitching a Ride.
See, this is when it is like, that's my
That's your
childhood of Green Day.
Bro, at what point did they cover Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss?
I don't know.
Apparently they did that as their 9th tune, then Brains Juice and Jimmy When I Come Around. But
it's like they understood you're playing this massive festival to however many people. And it's like, do you just go in with like the newer stuff? Nah. Play the big ones. Get everyone up. Get everyone hyped from the get-go.
Treat it like an album. Just front load that motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, they would
Sheldon.
have been a good headliner.
Green
Do
Day.
you reckon they could have headlined Download?
Yeah,
Not
they've,
really.
they've never headlined it before.
But
Who's-
then again, they're in the same category as Fall Out Boy. It's like not typically Download bands. Are
I
they?
feel like Download's loyal old school heads would probably have been kinder to Green Day than they were Fall Out Boy. I feel like there's a very set image as to how certain people view Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. Well, Sheldon in the chat. I mean, we spoke about When We Were Young before, and yeah, it's like I feel like they have taken over. I feel like people used to look at UK festivals like they were the big ones, but I feel like with these new American festivals, the lineups are so stacked. It's
Yeah.
hard to compete.
Yeah. Like when you've got My Chemical Romance doing Welcome to the Black Parade in full.
Yeah,
Fucking behave.
that's the thing. Yeah, but I guess because a lot of them are American based, it's like it's easier to get those bands.
Yeah.
Whereas you go ship them over here, you go actually ship them.
Yeah.
Put Pete Wentz in a
in a shipping
shipping
container.
container.
Yeah, Royal Bloods are an interesting shout, but I mean,
Have they ever played Download?
I don't think so. Have they?
I think they have,
Have they?
because I think I interviewed them 2018, and I think that was like the first year they played Download. I could be wrong.
Let's have a look.
I mean, yeah. Reptilica says swap Avenged for AC/DC. I mean, I'd love to see AC/DC, but they don't play unless they've got their own stage.
Yeah. 2014, Royal Blood performed at Download Festival.
2014?
2014, apparently.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. 7-song set list. Whole, Come On Over, You Can Be So Cruel, Figure It Out, Little Monster, Loose Change, and Out of the Black.
So that was probably before they blew up.
Exploded. Yeah, I'd wager on that. Shout out to Simon Wilson, by the way. Simon Wilson, my friends, if you've actually listened to the Jon Mahon Show podcast, has been heavily helping us out, edit the podcast. So just one of those for Simon Wilson, latest member of the Jon Mahon Show. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you ever so much for your help. It's very much appreciated.
Imagine having to listen to us and edit all this.
Yeah.
So good on you.
Yeah. It's not an easy job. So we're sick of the sound of our own voices. So God knows how you feel. Amber says Kiss supremacy. And I mean, do you know what? I wouldn't have fucking complained if Kiss came back again.
Well, didn't they last time they play? Well, that was meant to be their last like UK festival or something. Yeah. Do it again.
Do it again.
This is actually the last one.
Yeah. This is the last one that we actually mean.
Just loves getting those millions, don't they?
Yeah.
It's hard to give up. That's the thing. It's like once you're at that level of the band, someone's like, "Oh, do you want to do a tour? Get a cool million each."
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, here's a milli. Will that do? But genuinely, I think that this is the perfect follow-up to Download Festival 2023. I mean, I don't think any of those bands are going to be putting on a headline set as iconic or as historic as Bring Me the Horizons from this year, unless Fall Out Boy really do pull something magical out the bag. But saying that, I think there's a lot to be happy with. Like,
Also, they don't usually announce this many bands
yeah.
off the bat.
Tell you the one that I was the most surprised with. I genuinely
It's like 80 odd
thought
bands, isn't there?
I genuinely thought Download would have the festival exclusive on Sleep Token for next year.
Well, they haven't announced everything yet, so
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe.
But you'd think they'd announce it in this.
Yeah. If they had Sleep Token, they'd have put that on announcement number 1 for sure. Unless Sleep Token are the biggest band that are still to be announced.
Headlining all 3 days. Turns out Queen's full.
One album each day.
And Avenged are just the warm-ups. I mean, I'd watch that.
Start at sundowning and then work your way through.
Yeah. The thing is, they're like, during the Sick New World, that's the sister festival to
Yeah.
When We Were Young, that got announced. And like, it's like, who's headline? It's like Bring Me's on there.
System of a
System of a
Down.
Down. But then like Sleep Token are on like the same column as all those
As Bring
bands.
Me.
Like the name's bigger than loads of other bands.
Dude, this is legitimate truth. At Blue Ridge Festival, Slipknot had a smaller crowd than Sleep Token.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Like, Sleep Token had the biggest main stage crowd of the entire festival that was only on for like a day and a half. But
Yeah.
still.
Also, in other news, they kicked Jay out of the band.
Yeah, what the fuck was that
Hey,
about?
Did you see Jay's statement?
Saying he had no idea.
Well, he said, he was blindsided. He got a phone call like last week, basically saying, we're parting ways with you. And like Slipknot's statement was like, it's a creative choice or something. So I don't know. It seems very strange.
I don't think they've got long left because I think, do you see that? I swore I saw an interview with Corey saying that he's maybe got one more Slipknot album left.
Yeah.
And then he's pretty much done. Because people have been asking him, it's like, if you left Slipknot, would you be cool with anyone jumping in and doing vocals instead of you?
Yeah. Get his son to do it. Well, there's rumors like who's going to be the next drummer. And one of the big rumors is Clown's son, who plays drums in Vended.
Oh, really?
So they're like, he could do it. Also, Eli from Sepultura. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one. How mad was it that Charlie Simpson learned how to screen courtesy of Sepultura?
Oh, yeah. I forgot he said that.
Yeah, that totally took me by surprise.
Roots, bloody roots.
Yeah, like I was expecting him to say stuff like Deftones, but then when he started making reference to Sepultura and Machine Head, I was like, fucking let's
The thing is,
go.
like, some of their riffs are like quite sort of new metal-y,
Yeah.
big, heavy, beefy boys.
I'm going to hold him to that as well. Like, I genuinely want to see Fightstar covering Breaking the Law at Wembley.
Yeah.
That cover.
I mean, I feel like he forgot
Fucks.
about it, and then you mentioned it, and he was like, oh, yeah, that was sick. So maybe
Yeah.
you've planted the seed.
Because, like, the breakdown in that, it's one of the fucking heaviest and most disgusting breakdowns I've ever heard from a cover that wasn't in the original version.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Have you not?
No.
Should we risk getting demonetized just so I can play this breakdown?
Yeah. Let's go search it on the old YouTubes.
It's a fucking amazing cover, man.
That's Naz. Fucking.
Shout out to Omar, by the way. I meant to
Punchy,
say this during the interview. Omar's one of the best drummers that doesn't get enough credit. Elliot on the note of that Slipknot conversation says all band is gone.
All band is gone.
Are you ready for this?
Jesus. Fucking hell.
Mate,
I wonder if Rob Halford's heard that.
one sec, let me just hit you with the breakdown real quick.
Oh, was that not the breakdown? It's
No.
a bigger one. His screams if I can.
Mate, Fightstar, please, pretty please, drop that at Wembley. I will drop kick everything within a 10-mile fucking radius.
Just anyone's collateral. Kids,
Dude.
women, children, men.
Yeah. Just
Everyone
not
in between?
animals. No animals were harmed in the covering of this song.
How did we get onto that? I can't remember.
Sepultura.
Sepultura. What were we talking about before?
Download. Yeah. Bowling for Soup I've just seen on there. It's a nice little addition as well. Billy Talent. 2 big Bs.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't get all the hate. I understand that it might not be for everyone,
Yeah.
but I don't give a fuck.
No. And in fact, right, seeing as we've covered every single fucking festival on today's show that's given us an announcement, it's only fair that we do one more as well. A festival that we're actually really good friends with.
2,000 Trees
There he is.
Festival. Let me just get it up. That's what she said.
We'll get it up, get it up, get it up high. Now we're gonna go from side to side, front to back, back to front, front to back. Here we go, here we go. Blackstone Cherry need to be added to a UK festival lineup for 2024.
I feel like they've played Download so many times though.
They could do with playing it next year though. They're on album cycle as well.
Yeah. The thing about Blackstone Cherry is I like every album that they've done, but they all sound the same. I mean, there's like sometimes they go a bit more metally.
I saw them live,
a bit more country.
I saw them live for the first time at Blue Ridge. I'd never seen them live before then, and
they are great.
They got added very last minute, and they literally just had half-hour middle of the day set, and it just fucked from start to finish.
It effed in the A.
Right. Look at you censoring yourself.
2K Trees announced this not that long ago.
And this is big. This is real big. I know a lot of people are stoked for the Gaslight Anthem.
I used to listen to Gaslight Anthem all the time.
59 sound.
Yeah.
On the radio.
Manchester Orchestra is a good one. I know James has wanted to book them for years.
I think he mentioned that when we interviewed him.
He's finally got them. They're one of those bands where me, it's like I like to listen to them, but sometimes it's very sad.
Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah, it's like Death Cab for Cutie, innit?
Although they have got some bigger upbeat songs. Also, after this they've also announced Creeper as headlining the Cave stage, I think.
Yeah. Axiom. Yeah. Kids in Glass Houses. Love that.
Yeah.
Perfect 2000 Trees band.
I went to see them on the tour.
I missed that. I was so fucking annoyed at myself.
Was it 15 years?
Smart Cash.
Smart Cash. That was really good.
Friends of the show. Hot Mulligan.
Did
you see him on their tour?
No, I missed it.
I missed it as well. With Spanish Love Songs.
I think I was away. Boston Manor. Great band.
Boston Manor are one of the Wednesday bands. Right,
yeah.
So the Bands with the Stars. So this is what we love about 2000 Trees Festival is they have this system where the bands that had a big year the year before, they come back and they all play the Wednesday at 2000 Trees the following year, which I think is a great concept. And Boston Manor, 100% deserving of that. They were another band at Louder Than Life that we were really stoked to see.
Do you know what? They followed Senses Fail and had a bigger crowd.
Can we just talk for a second about Senses Fail? Because, right, I have accidentally seen Senses Fail live 3 times in the last year. I've not intended to see them once. I saw them at When We Were Young Festival because they were on just before Neck Tea.
Sometimes I'm just sitting around my house and they turn up.
Yeah, so, whoa!
Senses Fail here.
Where the fuck did you come from? So they performed at When We Were Young Festival. They were on just before Neck Deep, and I was like, fuck it. Love a bit of Senses Fail. Then they supported the Ghost Inside earlier on this year. Strange support slot for the Ghost Inside Senses Fail. But it was great anyway. And like the reason why I've loved Senses Fail, seeing them live, is because they end their set with this like Enter Shikari quick fire cover round.
Yeah, that was the best part of the set.
Yeah, so they do like Killing in the Name Of, like Chop Suey, Down with the Sickness.
Yeah.
Just all these new metal rages. But at Louder Than Life Festival, for still no explained reason. I don't know why.
No, I know why.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
He came out with the Roman...
Wait, why did he dress as a gladiator?
Because it's like the whole Roman Empire meme thing. How often do you think about the Roman Empire? That was when it was like, that meme was kicking off.
Right.
I understood it.
I didn't.
No.
So for me, I was just stood there being like, why is the geezer from Senses
Did you not see that it was
dressed as a fucking Roman?
It was the whole thing about people asking their boyfriends, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And it turns out a lot of men think about it a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know, where were you during that month of September?
I was away, wasn't I? I was watching.
Yeah, you were on the internet.
I was watching Aaron Rodgers tear his Achilles.
Well, that's your...
That's
American football is your American empire.
Fuck's sake. All right, okay, so yeah, that does make sense. But yeah, shout out Senses Fail.
Yeah. How do we get... Yeah, so back onto Trees.
I've just noticed, right? You know how this show is a fan of great and terrible band names? Because I think the Callous Cowboys is a great, terrible band name. Thumpasaurus is a great, terrible band name.
Yeah.
Like, I've got no idea what they sound like,
I've just
but
seen another one as
purely because they're called Thumpasaurus, I now want to see him. Go on.
Michael Sarah Palin. What a great name.
Oh, ridiculous. But yeah, 2,000 Trees, very solid. Very solid.
Better Lovers as well.
Yeah. Did you go and see him?
No, they didn't do like a Midlands show. They did Leeds, two shows in London. One of the shows was at the fucking New Cross Inn. It looked insane.
Ben Gibson shot that.
Such a small little venue that it's basically a pub that they put a stage at the back. So like, there's like that much. Well, like it's probably like 3 or 4 rows of crowd at the front.
That's stupid. That's so stupid. Who's that band at the bottom in the really tiny writing? And so I'll watch you from afar.
Nah, they were way bigger. They're actually headlining, or they've been announced for Arctangent, which is
That
2,000 Trees sister festival. Which one at the bottom?
Yeah. And
Right at the bottom.
the calligraphy writing. Next to Peach. Go on, Ollie. You can read that.
Right, let's zoom.
Zoom and enhance.
Zoom and enhance. Can anyone read that?
Can anyone read what that band name is right there? I love the style of their logo though.
Something bed?
Something bed.
Bus?
Right.
I'm
I'm still going on record right now, by the way, and saying I think Taking Back Sunday going to headline 2,000 Trees Festival.
awake, but still in bed.
Awake but still in bed. Terrible band
I
name.
wouldn't have got that.
But yeah, I'm going to go on record right now and say that I still think Taking Back Sunday going to headline 2,000 Trees Festival.
It's on the record.
Yeah, I'm going to die on this hill. This will be my Roman Empire.
Taking Back Sunday, playing 2,000 Trees. That doesn't, well, no, the Roman Empire is something that you think about all the time. You think about that all the time.
No.
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 So,
Context. Context helps. Well, I think that's a pretty decent coverage of all of the festivals for next year.
yeah. And probably many more to be announced.
So if you're still watching us right now, I want to know, out of all the festivals that we've covered on today's show, Download, Slam Dunk, 2,000 Trees, and When We Were Young Festival, which lineup has you salivating the most?
I mean, there's one obvious answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only one right answer.
How much are plane tickets to Vegas?
Because I really want to go to Sick New World next year, which is like April or May or something like that. But now I'm like, should I save it and go to When We Were Young?
When I saw Sick New World, I was like, yeah, okay, it's all right. It's not enough to make me want to go to Vegas, but When We Were Young could have just gone MCR doing Black Parade in full. That's all you need to know, and I'd have been like, cool, shut up and take my money.
Yeah. It's insane that they've managed to get that, pull that off.
Yeah,
Because it's not like, I don't think it wouldn't have been any of the band's ideas.
No.
It would have been them being like, we want you to play, and we want you to play an album in full. But I imagine they get to pick the album.
Out of curiosity, when did the Black Parade come out?
2005 or 4? I reckon it was 5.
6.
6. Oh,
Jeez.
God. So, it's 2026. 20 years of Fightstar and 20 years of Black
Parade. That would be a hell of an anniversary gig, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
My Chem doing Black Parade in full and Fightstar Main Sport doing Grand Uni in full. Whoosh!
Whoosh.
Well, my friends, that is pretty much time for today's show. The Jon Mahon show is officially back though, baby. Feels good to be back.
Baby got back.
Yeah. Back. Well, we're going to do one show a week instead of 2.
Yeah. 2 is a bit too much, isn't it?
It wasn't necessarily too much. I enjoyed doing the 2. It's just like the excess stuff that comes with doing a show like this. Like,
John can't be asked editing the clips.
so I can't be honest, I'm not as good as you. So like, whereas Ollie could just go,
John
and it's done.
you have all the footage though. Also, I can't be asked.
Yeah, exactly. So it's me over here who doesn't know much about video things. So the amount of times that Ollie sat there during his normal working day, and it's just me having a mental breakdown on WhatsApp, being like, "I've done this. How do I undo it?" And you're like, "It's as simple as these two."
Yeah.
things.
It's like I don't know, trying to teach a dog gymnastics. I don't know. That's not even a saying. But if anyone wants to do our video edits for free, hit us up because we'll happily take it.
To be fair, I don't actually mind doing the video edit stuff. It's becoming real fun. I
don't know why you don't just use AI.
Teach me how to use AI then.
What do you mean me?
Because you're the one who knows how to use the software.
Do you know there's this thing on the internet called Google?
Yeah.
So how do you think I know anything? How do you think I know how any of this AI?
Do you honestly think when I come to you for help, I've not tried Googling it first?
Yes, because sometimes it's like a simple solution.
I try. It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Anyway,
I've missed
AI. One day, I'm hoping that I'll talk enough on this podcast that I'll be able to replicate my voice in AI, so I don't have to actually be here.
Or just get a cardboard cutout of it.
You can just chat to Ollie AI. That's what I'm
Ollie
working,
GPT.
That's what I'm working to.
Well, before we get out of here, a couple of quick shout outs as well. We've got Elliot saying, don't think about the Roman Empire, John, but keeps thinking about Greeks with his Achilles. That's very true.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it. 10 out of 10, sir. 10 out of 10. Amber says, can't wait to see the Rock and Ring lineup, to be honest. Agree. Hard agree. Hellfest. We didn't talk about Hellfest. They've announced their lineup.
Have they?
Yeah.
Get onto that next time. Or do you want to do it now?
Let's do it now. We've got 15 minutes. This is meant to be a 2-hour show. Sheldon says, of the UK ones, probably Slam Dunk. Fall Out Boy wouldn't play from under the cork tree in full because they couldn't close on Saturday. Love that. If that's actually the reason why, I'd buy that. Because Pete Wentz needs to do his moment where he puts down his bass and goes into the crowd and does a little scream. And, oh yeah, Elliot says, can't wait to see the yearly roundup by you two. I'm actually in the process, right? I want to cook an award show for this show where we take the piss out of award shows and we give out awards that mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
So if you do all the legwork, I'm in.
Can you suit up?
No.
No.
I mean, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, there we
do
go.
have a nice
There we
suit.
go. You got a nice suit.
But anyway, we
Right.
found...
Hellfest,
They
my
haven't-
friends.
I can't find the full poster. And they've just said plus 160 bands at the end.
There's definitely more bands than that. In there.
This is their actual website. You'd think they'd put it on here.
Hold on. Hellfest 2024. That's not right. That's definitely a fan-made one. No.
Well, we got Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age, The Offspring, Megadeth, Dropkick Murphys, Rollerblade. It's quite similar to Download, to be honest.
Very similar to Download.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I mean, yeah, that's not a lot to cook with at the moment, is it? But Hellfest is definitely one I want to add to my touring card for next year because I've never been to it before.
No. Only bad thing is you have to go to France.
Is that a bad thing?
Je déteste. Nah. Nah, France is all right.
Is it?
Have you ever been?
I can't say I have.
I'd like France. Some of the people a bit rude.
Are they?
I'm slagging off the whole country of
Ollie
France.
versus France is how we're ending today's show.
Come at me. Two
Yeah.
is you.
Ah. Je ne sais pas.
We have a laugh. But yeah, Hellfest. I can't, yeah.
There's not a lot to react to there, really, is it?
Nah.
It's basically just one headline and a couple of other bands underneath. Yeah, see that one there?
It's from Reddit, so you
looks,
don't trust it.
That looks fan-made.
Yeah, I don't think AC/DC.
I don't think AC/DC are going to play, funnily enough. Should we let's drag it up just in case and feed the rumour mill?
Someone on the... Stolen from Facebook. Yeah, that's legit. The thing is, like, people people,
Right, you know how this isn't real? Because Bon Jovi are main support to AC fucking DC. That would just not happen.
people put so much effort into making these fake lineups.
And Blink 182, then Nickelback, then Foo Fighters. This is horseshit.
Nickelback would be headlining all 4 days.
Yeah, they would.
We all know that. That's the thing. Like there was like fake download lineups, and it was like they're pretty much spot on, but it's like someone's put so much time and effort.
Yeah, someone's just fantasy booked Hellfest and gone, how would I like to see things? Because to be fair, right, there are a couple of things where you look at on that and go, that could happen. Like, you know, Corey Taylor and Disturbed headlining second stage.
I
But
don't know why it's such bad quality. Yeah, you can tell it's not real because someone hasn't made it.
proper PDF.
Haven't used the pixel depth, the DPUs and that.
I'll DP you if you're not careful.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right, let's stop feeding the rumour mill. That, my friends, is it for today's show. But if you missed anything or you're just joining us, this show will be available on YouTube in full video glory. But if you don't have time to watch it again on YouTube, good news! The Jon Mahon Show is now available as an audio
Is good
podcast.
news your new catchphrase? Because we did a promo for it, and you kept on going,
Good news!
is that a thing? You're going
Trying to get that over.
to
Yeah,
bring that in?
yeah. New gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Oh, God. One last shout out. Craig McKine saying, John, we're hitting the Venoms at Catty. Ollie will explain what Venom is. He's also getting fed them.
Apparently, it's a popular alcoholic beverage. Are you off the booze still?
No.
So we'll have some Venoms in the cat house. I can't remember what's in it, but I think it's very lethal.
Is it?
I mean, it's called Venom, so you can't imagine it's a good
Yeah.
quality alcoholic beverage.
I remember when I used to do a night at the Purple Turtle in Camden, and they had a drink called the Incredible Hulk, which was luminescent green. And Elliot, you'll be able to back me up on this. All I remember the main ingredient being was absinthe, and that's all you could taste. But it did have like 4 other spirits in it that just weren't needed because
So
there was
basically, you're just
absinthe in
drinking
it.
absinthe.
Yeah,